Hello and welcome to another LinkedIn Live on a Wednesday, not on my normal time. I wasn't able to do the Tuesday, but I'm back here today on Wednesday morning, East Coast time, 9 a.m. Hope everyone's doing well. I've been following and posting about Sam Altman's departure, firing from OpenAI, then him moving to Microsoft, and then coming back to OpenAI. Um, it's a fairly big drama because again, OpenAI is probably one the most, I don't want to be hyperbolic, but probably the most important artificial intelligence organization in the world right now with their development, with their intellectual assets in terms of the people that work there. And following what's going on with OpenAI also gives insight into what's happening in this space. And it's just a huge drama as to what actually happened inside OpenAI for them to fire what is the vocal individual, the person who's the face of OpenAI, articulate, has been talking to governments and the press about what OpenAI's mission is, the dangers of generative AI and AI in general, the regulation. He's trying to find this sort of middle space to talk about regulating but not hurting innovation. But he's really been the face of a lot of the developments, and specifically when we think about generative AI, we think about Chat GPT. But trying to unwind the story as to why this came out of what seemingly was the blue, and now we have a board reshuffling and employees that were ready to resign if Sam Altman didn't come back, which would have been the end of OpenAI. And again, that would have been shocking, given that it's sitting on Chat GPT, monetarily probably one of the most lucrative assets in the world. It isn't something as a resource, like a physical resource. And so following this story has been really interesting. And I was waiting to hear from sort of more information about particular rumor that has hit our reputable news agencies, Fast Company, Reuters, The Atlantic, that gives us insight into what might have happened, which is also unbelievable. If it's actually happening, which has not been confirmed by OpenAI. So OpenAI really does want to work in the space of what's called general artificial intelligence or strong artificial intelligence. And there's different definitions of strong artificial intelligence. And when we talk about this is not the branch that generative AI works on. That's on a branch of what's called weak or applied AI, and it's part of deep learning. It's not generative AI doesn't have the ability to have the intellectual capabilities and reasoning and be able to perform tasks sort of on its own through using some level of human thought. That is called general AGI, artificial general intelligence, or strong AI. Either way, but the term that's being used the most is AGI, artificial general intelligence. And OpenAI is like a lot of companies are developing resources and putting money towards AGI, which would really be the greatest technological breakthrough in human history, besides maybe sending someone to the moon. I don't know. I don't want to rank things. I'm not great with lists like high fidelity, but it would be absolutely just mind blowing. And this, when I deliver these programs on generative AI and artificial intelligence, I go through the different branches. When I talk about strong AI, I say, listen, this is not where we're at with the thoughts of what strong AI or AGI, general intelligence, could do if they can get sentient. And you have the Skynet situation, and you have authors like Isaac Asimov and the Three Laws of Robotics, and all these things that we see in science fiction. We might have said, well, that's something I would have said. That's not here. I don't know when that's coming. I know they're working on it, but what we're talking about is, and let me just move into this, is the branch of artificial intelligence that's applied, deep learning, generative AI, which is applied, which is a branch of weak artificial intelligence. But OpenAI defines AGI as an autonomous systems that surpass humans in most economically valuable tasks. What does that mean? Does it mean law, engineering, politics? I don't know. It's still a definition that's hard to like pin down what this means. But ultimately, an AGI breakthrough would be both amazing and wildly concerning because now we're talking about a system that can really think for itself. And when we talk about the alignment problem, and something I've talked in my courses, that's generally referred to machine learning, deep learning, where a system that really doesn't understand an algorithm behind the artificial intelligence really doesn't understand what you're asking, but it's looking for patterns and inferences in very sophisticated way. In deep learning, that's through neural networks, but it's not really understanding, but it can really mimic a lot of things. It can mimic the sense that you're talking to someone who's listening to you with the artificial intelligence pie. It can provide reports, it can provide opinions, it can do things, create art, but it's still working on an algorithm, even if it's unsupervised and based on unstructured information that is part of the weak AI branch. A breakthrough in AGI, artificial general intelligence, would really potentially change the world, because now you could ask the artificial intelligence to think about things, critically think about certain things that are economically valuable tasks, is the way OpenAI put it, and potentially come up with solutions that are not based on patterns and inferences, which is machine learning, but based on the semi consciousness. And again, for the most part, in the realm of science fiction, but where we are beginning to see some news flow out, that there was a possibility, and again, I'm reporting it based on the reporting that's existing, that Sam Altman may have been ousted by the board for multiple reasons. One is that OpenAI was set up as a philanthropic, altruistic organization to provide AI for humanity, not to monetize things. ChatGPT changed OpenAI because now you have this massively used generative AI platform that has a lot of applications run by GPT-4, Generative Pre-training Transformer 4, and yeah, you can monetize that. That's why Microsoft has a seat at the table at OpenAI. You can definitely monetize that, and the company becomes potentially not just this altruistic philanthropic company, but this company that really is selling a product, which was not the the real reason it was founded, and almost antithetical to what it was founded to do. So okay, you have that issue. And the board, some members of the board were beginning to worry that Sam Altman was looking at OpenAI from a profit model. And that was concerning with ChatGPT and the way it was released and what was happening and Microsoft's involvement. What is our mission statement here anymore at OpenAI? Some board members, not all, but some, and some retracted their statements. Others, held through. Some are no longer on the board. That's track one as to what happened there. There's a sense. The other one that we're potentially going to hear more about was that OpenAI may have had a breakthrough in in AGI. And just to give you that, I'm not reporting sort of this news as is rumor, that it's my own rumor. Let me Is an AGI breakthrough the cause of the OpenAI drama? This is Fast Company. We have routers. OpenAI researchers warn board of AI breakthrough, and what this AI breakthrough is called is Q star. Q star, and it's an AGI. It's artificial general intelligence, and there are some issues there. If AGI, with termed by OpenAI, their product Q Star, if there was a breakthrough in this, again, I just cannot tell you the the the, the technological leap we're making with the breakthrough with AGI, which again was OpenAI's mission. But we all, even me, who works in this space quite a bit, thought this was years away. Maybe not even ever. It's a complicated thing to give artificial intelligence general intelligence. But potentially, OpenAI has had a breakthrough. And you might say, why did that get Sam Altman fired, the face of OpenAI? Because it doesn't appear potentially that he was forthcoming to the board that was constituted before all of this, because it's a different board now. And they were worried that the lack of transparency from Sam Altman and his team, plus coupled with the underlying danger of unleashing an AGI into the world, an artificial general intelligence, was so great that Sam Altman had caught up in his own narrative, fallen asleep at the wheel, was taking over the company in ways that it was never intended to do, was not being transparent, and they fired him. And then they brought him back because, I mean, just the valuable things that are inside, just they need the captain of the ship. But who's they? Microsoft, maybe the other board members. But there's this real fissure between what OpenAI is and the transparency and the development of AGI. I mean, I'll go into my webinars and my live presentations on this, and I'll now speak to AGI and strong, or also called strong AI, a little bit more. Maybe it's here already. Before, yeah, I used to just say it's in the realm of science fiction and Terminator and Wall-E. I mean, the sentient things of AGI. AGI, the threat that AGI poses is that it could become sentient. It could also do things that it's not really programmed to do, because it's not really working on programming anymore. It's kind of working like a child would, right? Like war games. I don't want to be hyperbolic here, but I mean, it's all kinds of ways your brain can go when you see this. But it's not just me. The board thought, okay, have we have a breakthrough in AGI? How come we didn't hear about this? What does this mean? Are we gonna like give Q star to the world like we did Chat GPT? And that was their concern. It got resolved in some ways by ousting that side of the board who had those concerns, having a new board, having Microsoft, but nobody has been be able to verify this. So the reporters that are out there looking at this story are trying to verify this Q star or this is AGI. Has it been developed? Has there been a breakthrough? And oof, that I mean, again, if you've seen, I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet, right? And I'm not suggesting these two have a parallel in terms of the impact of one versus the other. One, resulted in a mass event with loss of lives on an uncalculable scale. But it just the that's where my brain goes. I mean, something that wasn't in existence and then was in existence, nuclear power in the ability to unleash both as an energy source but as a weapon became possible, and that was documented with the film Oppenheimer. And so something that wasn't part of our world was part of our world, and it's still part of our world right now, dictating a lot of things in terms of what we do and how we look at these as both energy sources and weapons. And now something that wasn't part of our world possibly could, that has potentially the same ramifications, not in the same way, but in ways that could lead to both many good things. Like, I guess you look at nuclear energy and power. They have the power source, and then you look at the bad things with nuclear weapons, and artificial intelligence can go down those same two branches. So, it is absolutely wild times, I would say, in this space. Like, just wild times. I'm just checking um, if there's any comments to um, what I'm talking about, and I'm tapping my own um, LinkedIn Live, but I'll also replay this. But yeah, just wanted to keep up to date, and I think I'll be following this story quite a bit, because I'm absolutely interested in seeing if artificial general intelligence, if there has been a breakthrough, OpenAI will become by far the most important institution in the world. Beyond maybe politics and governments, it will be um, absolutely something we'll have to monitor. So I'll keep you up to date. If you're keeping up to date on your own, that's great. I'll give you my up to date part of this through LinkedIn Live. But yeah, just I mean, my mind is blown by this. This is unbelievable. If this is one of the reasons he was let go, then rehired, just unbelievable. I mean, it's hard to process. Is it good times? Is it like, do we celebrate a technological innovation like this if it is happening, or do we really are we really concerned about what this might mean just societally, and how we're going to use this, and does science fiction become closer to reality, like real science fiction? Well, thanks for watching, everyone, and again, I'll keep us updated. I plan to maybe do a LinkedIn Live next week on this very same subject. But also, just to let you know, for those that watch, we have an on-demand course coming out shortly on generative AI. Myself and Dave Chaher worked on that course. Stay tuned to a course on FTX on demand and Sam Bankman-Fried. That's going to be coming out soon. We're working on the production. It's been filmed, so we have a few on-demand courses coming out, and I'd like you to potentially watch those. Great for ethics hours and other things, but also hopefully you find them very informative. Thanks everybody for watching.